Hi guys and girls, welcome back to the Anything and Everything podcast with R&R, hosted by me as always, Gaz, and my co-host
Glenn, aka Bez.
And today we bring you
Top 25 most insane medieval weapons.
Okay, so number 25, gun shield. Supposedly used by the bodyguard of Henry VIII, it was basically a wooden shield with a hole for a pistol to stick through.
Sounds interesting to me. Number 24, sword breaker. With teeth on its sides meant to be for catching opponents' swords, one flick of the wrist was enough to split them in half.
Wow. Okay, 23, spring-loaded triple dagger. Used by fencers in the Middle Ages. When a button was pressed, 2 extra blades would flip out.
Number 22, one of my favourites, the Morning Star. Sometimes called the Holy Water Sprinkler, this referred to a series of spiked weapons that were often used by peasants, although they were upscale versions as well.
21, this is my favourite, Treasure Bay. Able to launch things over half a mile, the advent of these super-powered catapults made castles slightly less appealing.
That one's actually really, really good though, because back in those days, launching half a mile, that's quite a far distance.
It's the engineering as well. There's a picture on the front here. It's the top right-hand corner. The engineering of it's just amazing. It is one of my all-time favourites.
We're moving on to number 19. No, we're not. Yeah. Number 20. Dead animals. On the topic of trebuchets, some of the most popular ammunition included dead animals' carcasses. They would be used to spread disease behind castle walls. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So, number 19, the scythed chariot. With blades coming out of each wheel, it used to slice through enemy lines, cutting their troops in half.
Wow, that's got to be horrible. Number 18, the Hunger Monger. That's quite like a tiki name. A weapon used by African tribesmen, it was often thrown in a manner similar to a boomerang.
Wow. 17, arbalest. With the ability to shoot accurately up to half a kilometre, this oversized crossbow was sometimes deemed an unfair weapon.
Number 16, the caltrop. Basically, a medieval spike strip, caltrops were used to slow the advance of enemy cavalry. Well, they had to do something to stop them advancing, and that's a pretty handy weapon to have.
Okay, number 15, Golverin. Before they were turned into massive cannons, they were used by medieval horsemen as a short rifle.
See, that reminds me of things like pirates, yeah. Cannons and stuff.
Yeah.
Number 14, Greek fire. Although even today no one knows what it's made of, this referred to any incendiary material shot from the side of a ship that continued to burn on the surface of the water, which was, like I just said, pirate ships and stuff like that. And what makes it like sit on the water, do you think?
Maybe oil?
Possibly. Oil burns though, doesn't it? Yeah.
And going on to number 13, boiling oil. Given that invaders often tried scaling castle walls, defenders came up with the recipes of their own. If oil wasn't available, water would suffice. That is horrendous, that one.
Can you imagine your skin just melting
off?
It's horrible. Number 12, pike. Not the fish. Although they were bad for close-range combat, a group of pikemen together could pierce through enemy infantry and cavalry fairly easily.
Okay, so number 11, quite a big common one. The longbow. Sometimes 6 feet long, these bows required a lot of strength to pull and were often used to launch multiple arrows at once.
Kind of reminds me of Robin Hood.
Yeah.
And right, we're into the top 10 now. And that number 10 is the broadsword. Often used by knights and cavalry, broadswords could slice off an enemy's limbs effortlessly. A bit like the katana.
Yeah. I believe the broadsword was Scottish, but if I'm wrong, put it in comments, let us know. Okay, number 9, Warhammer. With the advent of chainmail and other types of armour, swords gave way to hammers and other blunt force type weapons.
Number 8. Everyone's seen this in a film. Like Lord of the Rings, everything. Is number 8, the battering ram. Still used by police today, battering rams were medieval siege weapons that started out as the huge logs used by a large group of people to literally ram a door down, oftentimes with boiling oil being poured on their heads. Wow.
Okay, number 7, Hellburner. It's basically a suicidally explosive fire ship.
That was a cheap and cheerful one.
Yeah.
Number 6, a man catcher. Not a woman. Sorry girls out there. A man catcher. Typically used to pull people down from horseback, it was often used to capture royals for a ransom.
Okay, number 5, Claw of Archimedes. Designed to protect the... I can't say that word.
Carthaginian.
City of
Syracuse.
Syracuse. Whenever a Roman ship got too close, it would lift it up and tip it over.
Isn't there a modern ship nowadays that can go under like an oil rig, and it literally can carry thousands of tons of weight?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, number 4, the shuriken. While Europe was busy stabbing, slicing and beating itself to death, the Japanese preferred small, silent and extremely lethal forms of inflicting injury.
Okay, we're at number 3, flaming arrows. Although they may not seem that impressive, having a dozen flaming arrows coming flying your way does not make for a fun day.
Before we get into number 2 and number 1, I'd like to just say, if you like our content, drop likes down, drop comments down in the comment section below. Press the like button and press the subscribe and the bell, and you get notified when we get the next podcast out. But we enjoy having you listening. And number 2, dead bodies. You're probably wondering, why am I looking at a picture of a river and a castle? Where are the dead bodies? Well, that's where they put them, into the river. Rather than climbing over the castle walls, enemies would just dump diseases into the water supply.
That's a bigger killer than anything else, I would think. So, number 1, lantern shield. Basically the Swiss Army knife of medieval weapons. It had numerous little blades, serrations and other dangerous outcroppings attached to it.
Right, that's the top 25 of the most insane medieval weapons. And like we say, like I've just said, if you like our content, give us a share with your family and your friends. Hit that subscribe button in the comment put your comments in the comments below. But as we always say, peace,
Peace,
love and be lucky.
Many thanks.